Do you like true crime stories? Does investigating unsolved mysteries interest you? Do conspiracy theories intrigue you? Then this is the channel for you. Hi, I'm your true crime psychic medium, Dee Sparta. Life isn't all love, light, and sunshine. And here we dive into the shadows and reveal what is hidden in the darkness. This is True Crime Tarot. Hello, it's me, Dee, and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing another True Crime Tarot reading, and the case is the disappearance of Summer Wells. She is a 5-year-old girl who went missing from her parents' own home and has yet to be found. Summer's parents, Donald and Candace Wells, Candace also goes by Candace Bly, they both claim that Summer, their 5-year-old little girl, was abducted from their home. They believe someone must have lured Summer out and she was taken from them. At this time, the Hawkins County Police Department and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations have zero solid leads or tips that have actually come in. They have received probably almost 1,000 tips, but nothing that has been solid and led to being able to find Summer. So, this case is still an open investigation. Now, if you'd like to hear more about this case, stick around with me just a little bit longer. But if you want to skip on ahead and then get straight to the tarot psychic reading, go on and do so. I always have the chapter links down below for you. So, let's get going. Hey, thanks for sticking around with me. We're going to dive in and just go over the events that led to the disappearance and what has taken place since Summer Wells' disappearance. So, grab some coffee, grab a vodka drink, grab get your wine, grab some wine or tea, and let's dive on into this case about the disappearance of poor little old Summer Wells. It was 5:30 p.m. on June 15th of 2021 that Summer was outside in the garden planting flowers with her grandmother. This garden is about 20 feet away from the actual house. The grandmother lives on a small kind of house, guest house on the property. Well, the family lives in the main house. There's Candace Bly and Donald Wells, the parents, and then there's 2 boys, and then Summer. Now, after gardening, Summer went inside and she tells her brothers, hey, I'm going to go play with my toys in the basement. This was something that Summer would normally do. She'll go down there, her toys, and she plays. Then the mother comes inside soon after. At least that's what the husband claims. Because he says that Candace had come back from a walk and had been gone when she came back. But Candace says, no, I was outside gardening. So, there's this little, and came in with them. But I don't know. We'll get down to that that part a little bit later. But basically, so the parents are kind of not on the same page here, but we'll see. And, Candace says that her daughter had asked, hey, can I go? I want to go see my brother, go play with them. And I also want to go in the basement. I want to play with my toys. And she goes, okay, you could go ahead. And Candace says she told the boys, keep an eye on your sister. And then supposedly she left to take care of something for just a few minutes. Comes back. Summer's missing. Now, about 6:30 p.m., this is when they, because both parents called the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office from two different phone lines. They both called and reported Summer Wells being missing. Now, the father, his location, I haven't really been able to establish exactly where he was. And because this case, I've had such a hard time digging up information. It's been has not been very covered very much, nor has there been much released. And the parents have not been talkative. But at 6:30 p.m., they the parents do report to the Hawkins County Police Department that Summer's missing. And so they did search and start searching that night for Summer Wells, family and local neighbors. Now, about on June 16th, the very next day, at around 11 a.m., the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations changed this endangered missing child alert to an Amber Alert. This escalation is reserved only for children who are in immediate danger. So they believe Summer's in immediate danger. Somebody must have taken her. We need to find her. Later that day, about 4 p.m., the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, along with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, hold their very first press conference. Now, the next day, they are still looking for Summer Wells. And around 1 p.m., they kind of they have to stop for a bit because they're having a hard time with this terrain, which is supposed to be very steep and is dangerous. They could not, there was I think, some kind of, a lot of coverage of trees and bushes, which were causing it hard to see, and also poor cell phone service. So they couldn't communicate to one another what was going on. Now, keep in mind, before we had cell phones, we could go search for somebody and then meet up at a certain time if we found, with information, or, you find somebody, right? I don't know, but these people said because they didn't have the cell phone coverage, oh my gosh, we can't communicate. This is too hard. We can't just keep this mass search going on. It's too dangerous. I kid you not. They said it was just too difficult. But apparently some are still out there searching. It's confusing. Now, later that evening, around 8:40 p.m., investigators begin asking anyone who lives on or near Ben Hill Road. Ben Hill Road is where Summer's family homes on. They said, please, if you have surveillance cameras, security cameras, trail cameras along the trail, please go over the footage of these cameras of yours and see if you can find any sign of Summer or anyone taking her. Please. Okay, so we go into the very next day, and at this time, Summer's father finally decides to speak to the media outlets. And he says, at this point, I was at work when Summer was missing. And when I got home, I drove to the bottom of the property, and I realized that all my neighbors and stuff were combing the woods looking for her. And I realized right then and there that she was not there. Wells told the news, I knew right then and there she was gone, because she would never leave there on her own. Somebody had taken her. Okay, now on June 19th, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation starts sharing photographs of Summer's home and property where she was last seen, so people could, see if, if anything triggers their memory. And they then, a couple days later, about June 22nd, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations notes that they've received at least 221 tips by now, but nothing has helped. And so they're trying to tell residents, please, I want you to now go check all of your bars and any crawl spaces, anywhere that a child could possibly hide on your property. Please check these areas where you need to find Summer. And then the next day after that, June 23rd, I think it was the investigators actually set up a roadblock. So when anyone would come through driving, they'd stop the drivers and say, hey, have you noticed anything unusual on the day Summer disappeared? They are really trying, it seems, to figure out what happened. Now, June 26th of 2021, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, they make note that they've heard that there could have been someone who witnessed something, and this witness may have information they need, and the witness, they believe, is a driver of a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck that's either like red or maroon color. And if you know who this is, or if you are that person, please, this vehicle was seen somewhere between June 14th and the 15th. So they're wondering if this person had seen, personally I think maybe they were also wondering if he was actually involved. And the truck years was like 1998 to 2000. No, nothing has come up about this driver to this date. Nothing. Now, June 27th, officials, they're like, we have to scale back all our search operations. And that was that's kind of, that's when you start going, oh no. You kind of lose hope that this child's going to be found alive. And July 1st, the Polk County Sheriff's Office, they are in Wisconsin. And they're getting wind of this Summer Wells disappearance. And they're like, wait a minute. This family, we know, we're still looking for someone who went missing in this family. And it's Summer's aunt, Rosemarie Bly. She vanished in 2009. So Polk County's like, this is sus. This is so suspicious. Okay. 2 people have gone missing in this family, and I get it. Something's off, right? I don't know. Maybe they're connected. Maybe they're not. Maybe we'll find out in the tarot reading. And then July 2nd, Hawkins County, their sheriff, Ronnie Lawson, he tells the local news that they have actually received no solid leads, but have actually gotten over 750 called-in tips. And July 11th, Lawson goes and talks to the news again, and he's like, we're nowhere even close to being able to close this case, to solve it. It's cold. But he's saying it's not cold. They're still active. That's what I meant to say. Now, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations on July 12th confirmed that they had received 935 tips regarding Summer's disappearance. And none of them have been a solid lead. So the day after, they're like, the other group is like, yeah, it's this, that's, we're not getting anything. Then Lawson says on that day that everything is still on the table. We're still, it's every possibility out there we're still looking into. Now, July 13th, Shelley Smitherman, assistant to special agent in charge with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, said investigators typically have a credible tip or lead to go off of within just a couple days of a child disappearing, but there's been none. At this time, here we are, August. Today is the 27th. Summer Wells has still not been found. Now, here's some interesting details that I started discovering about this case that made me go, what? There were questions as to why Summer's head had been shaved. You see, they released pictures, and they had to explain that the pictures show her with all his hair, but she doesn't have it anymore. And Candace says that, Summer, she said Summer was a tomboy. And Candace says, I shaved my head. She wanted to shave her head like me and the boys do. So then the father goes on to say that Summer tried to shave her head herself. And he says, she tried to shave her head. I think you could see it in some of the pictures we're releasing. And it was getting out of control. So we decided to just shave the rest of it all off and let it grow back long. And the father says, and Candace shaved her head too, so Summer wouldn't feel bad. See, there's two differences in these parents. Their stories are just not the same. He's saying Candace shaved her head to make Summer feel better. Mom's saying Summer shaved her head and because Candace had already shaved her head. I'm confused. But the father's like, hey, to their head, and it didn't bother, Summer that she had her head shaved. Now, I can see, Summer wanted to be like her brothers. I get it. I have two children, my son and my daughter, the youngest, and she does like to be like her brother and wear his clothes and do all this stuff. She likes to imitate that, and it makes sense. The younger is looking up to the older. Now, also something to note, on July 21st, the Department of Children's Services spokesperson came out to a news channel, 11, and said that they are involved in the Summer Wells investigation. But they could not confirm at that time if Summer's brothers had been removed from the home. They couldn't confirm that, but they did say, yes, we are now involved in this investigation of Summer's disappearance. Now, Donald Wells refuses to confirm that this was happening. And he did so for almost a week. It was like July 27th. Donald says publicly to the media that, yes, my sons have been removed. But he claims it has nothing to do with Summer's disappearance. And he also goes on to say, it's really dangerous right now at my home because of all these threats from various social media accounts or outlets. And that was like, okay. Now, something else. We're going to go into some people began to speculate if the investigators or the officers were using psychics to try and get information. Okay? Donald Wells, he tells the Kingsport Times-News that people have been trespassing on his property, including people claiming to be psychics. Now, I'm going to read to you word for word what they say, what he said, okay? And this is cringy. Cringy, if you ask me. I'm just like, All sorts of people, Juanita for one, they think she's a psychic, and she has some sort of special gift, and we don't need her crazy ass stomping at our house. She claims to be a Christian, but then claims to be a psychic? How does that work? If you're a Christian, God says you don't go there, period. It's against God, the father told Times-News. Yeah, I don't believe that you can't be a Christian and a psychic. Yeah. So we're dealing with a man who claims he's he's Christian, and these crazy psychics, he wants nothing to do with them. Officials did come out and made a statement that no, we are not using any psychics to help in this case. Yeah, this was in the news. There's articles and articles about are psychics being used or not. That kind of amuses me. Also, when it comes to the boys and their removal, it was later asked of Donald of the Times-News, hey, are the kids with friends or any relatives? And Donald just had this to say: I can't answer any questions, buddy. I'm not going to go there. Okay, I'm someone who has worked with children and youth, and in situations where we had to I had to report some abuse or something, dangerous situation for a child. I had seen where when Child Protective Services removes the child, they put them in a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a relative, or a friend. I'm thinking of a case right now where the girl got the parents of the girl's best friend brought her in to their home and was keeping her there safe. So that is a common question, and that does happen. Excuse me, I need coffee. It's early this morning, and so, and our church was helpful in all this, in helping, the children who who needed to find places to live. They also worked with, and had a list and would encourage families to be foster parents. So, and I'm wondering if these people are Christians. Did they go to a church? Was a church helpful? I don't know. But the dad's not saying shit. Okay. Now another news outlet decides to reach out later to the Department of Children's Services for more details, because they're like, hey, where are the kids? Are they, are they with friends, family? Are they separated? What's going on here? And at this point, the Department of Child Services says, we're sorry, but child removals are not public record. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Now, August 15th marks 2 months since 5-year-old Summer disappeared from her home. And it was on that Saturday that the family and members of the community gathered together for a big prayer circle to pray for Summer and her safe return. And the event took place at the Borden Park in Kingsport. Those we spoke, the news outlet of Kingsport Times News, I believe, spoke to people at this event, say, in tragic times like this, we should all come together to pray for Summer and her family. Now, one person, Jesse Mulvane, says, I couldn't wrap my head around it. The prayer circle I do on Saturdays is for support for her in a tragic time like this. In a tragic time like this, we all need to come together and support this family. So there are people who really, in the community are trying to be very supportive of Summer's parents. And so that's, you're not seeing this whole, I've not seen the parents are being vilified. Still, no solid leads are coming in for Summer. And the investigators have to try and tell people, stop calling in with your speculations. We need real, solid proof, evidence, tips that you could lead us to where she is. Now, I did it earlier. I said we revisit the whole situation with where was the mom exactly. Was she with Grandma and Summer gardening? Had she gone off for a walk? Well, Candace finally, about a month or later, I believe, she finally speaks out. And she's like, me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands. And Summer got a piece of candy from Grandma. Candace goes on to say, and Summer wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch. And I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. Now, Candace then says, I told the boys this, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes, I came back and I asked the boys, where's your sister was? And they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the basement. The downstairs area that Candace explains, she went downstairs, that it's a playroom for her to play. So Candace says she goes over and yells down the stairs a couple of times like, hey, Summer, and she didn't get a response. And that was unusual because she always answers me. And so I went down there to check and she was nowhere in sight. So that's what Candace says happened. Now, she firmly believes Summer is abducted. At least that's what she says. Now, there is some alarming and disturbing information that I discovered and that is now coming out about situations and relationship of Candace and Donald. You see, the father has been arrested for domestic assault and possession of a handgun while intoxicated and illegal possession of a handgun in October of 2020. So this is just last year. Not even a full year ago. The next day, Candace went in and did apply for a protection order. And in this order, she made some pretty strong statements. She said that Donald Wells drinks and throws things. She goes on and explained that she is afraid of being hurt. And she says, yes, Donald Wells was abusive mentally and physically. Further in the statement, she says, I am afraid for my children and myself. My mother fears he is going to hurt her. So this is what's happened. And I'm going to get into something that some people are going to really struggle with understanding why Candace would back down or change things up. And as a survivor, a victim of domestic violence, I have a very dark story of what happened when my husband was arrested for the first time assaulting me. And it's a story for another day, but it's extremely dark. I was threatened by his family, spit upon. They stole things from me, took everything, and if I wouldn't back down or promise not to show up in court. And of course, so I'm scared to death and alone. Yeah, it was hard. And I ended up getting back together with him a year later, and we remained married. And yeah, that was a mistake. I should never have. But as someone whom has been in these situations, I completely understand, and I will not judge anyone for doing what they felt at that moment is best for you are in survival mode, and it is scary as fuck. Now, this last time, I was left for dead, and I did press charges. Unfortunately, the asshole, he ran away and fled to another state and gone into hiding, but he's gone away from me. That's fine as long as he's away. But yeah, I was like, I am standing up for myself. No more. But anyway, let's get back to the story. Because what happened is 4 days later, after this protection order was filed, it's dismissed by Candace Bly herself. And this is common, it is sad that it happened, because I kind of wonder if she had stuck it out and didn't go back with Donald, if Summer would be okay. Now, on April 21st of 2021, the charges of domestic assault and unlawful possession of a weapon were dismissed. Donald Wells did, however, plead guilty to possession of a handgun while under the influence. And there is something to keep in mind in here. The reason why he was being accused of unlawful possession of a weapon is because the man has a felony from back in Utah. And I don't know what the felony was, but he is not this good Christian guy who he claims to be. In fact, Donald has gone on the record saying that he could never hurt anyone, never raise his finger. He is all about love, and he, this good Christian father. The guy is a smooth talker. He's an asshole, that's for sure. But he would say, I love Summer and my family, and I love the Lord. Blah, 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 blah. People, I can't wrap my head around why everyone would think I could do anything. Well, the fucker is an asshole, a liar. Sorry for my language. He was arrested for domestic assault. Yeah, charges were being dropped, but that doesn't mean he didn't do it. It just means the system was not able to charge him because probably they were not getting help from Candace anymore. That happens. So this is the information that I've been able to gather up about Summer and her family, and I don't know what's going to happen in this reading. I really don't. Because, actually I do. I just don't want it to be what I've... These cases are hard. Children. Just don't like that. I don't like children being hurt. Okay, so thank you for sticking around. We're going to get into that psychic tarot reading now. Hi, welcome back. And right now we're going to get into the tarot psychic reading. Please remember that everything in this video is alleged, and I'm doing this reading for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, there's nothing here that could actually be used in a court of law, but I, like yourselves, like to investigate this way to see if we can get any kind of idea of what's going on. Alrighty then. I have this card deck here. I'm using the Haunted Mansion deck. Okay. Is that the Five of Cups? Yeah, it's the Five of Cups. The Empress? This is not looking good. No, not at all. Okay. So, we got Mom and Dad here, I believe. Make sure my camera's running. See, I've tried to do this before and the camera wasn't working and it stopped. So, we're just... The Five of Cups, when you're dealing with, like, it's usually some kind of argument. There is, like, problem. It's not, things are not as they should be, and that concerns me, because the next cards are the Empress and the King of Pentacles, and seeing those, this couple is just, they're drained. They are just done, over with. And the Empress, like this, there's neglect. She is getting a selfish person and being accused of not paying attention, not taking care of things. You have to take care of this home. I work. What do you do? And then, the King of Pentacles, when he reversed like this dude is a greedy motherfucking bastard. But he's extremely bad when it comes to handling his finances. He's greedy, but he's wasteful. He's not frugal. He's wasting his money, the money on things, which is probably why these two argue. It has something to do with money, yet he's going to try and say, well, she did her things and he wouldn't have to spend the money. Shoot. The Nine of Wands. That's kind of clarifying what's going on with the Five of Cups. The Nine of Wands. So we're dealing with, there's just a lot of hostility, a lot of fear, but not for the right reasons. Extremely overwhelmed, can't handle it anymore, can't deal with this, too much. Okay. The Lover's reversed. Her heart's not in this marriage at all. This is saying there's been a separation. Now, we do know that at some point they did get divorced. I mean, not divorced, but she did, he was arrested. She had filed a protection order, so there was a separation, but it was very short-lived. Maybe they were going to be separated again. I don't like this. And it's right underneath the greedy bastard. I mean, the greedy guy. And when we're dealing with swords, there's things that have been said and done by him. He is trying to hold on to the marriage. He doesn't want to accept that it's over. The dude is refusing to accept that this marriage is over, and he doesn't also take any kind of responsibility for things. The Eight of Cups, a lot of regrets, looking back, going, I don't know, not seeing what's in front of them, and very indecisive about staying together or not. And here, looks like Candace wanted to get away. It really does. Look at this. She didn't want to stick around, folks. She realizes that she needs to love herself. I need to get out. I'm being oppressed. I am being abused. I cannot stay in this marriage anymore. Alright, the Eight of Pentacles. And this is usually dealing with kind of work. So I want to know what's going on with his job. Someone who is not good with his finances, abusive. Okay. The Three of Cups over here. That a third party. That has me curious. The Page of Cups reversed. She is not feeling like she can live on her own, take care of this family on her own. She's dealing with what's holding her back. Okay, and over here, this is okay. Now, and it's reversed. This is the moon. He was paranoid of her doing something or being with someone irrationally. Irrational fear that she was cheating on him, I'm thinking. But she seems like she's just too afraid. That's trying to balance things out. That's a Temperance card. Temperance is needed. She's planning to go away. Candace was planning to go away. And the Devil. Okay. He's trying to hold her back. He also is an addict. I'm seeing alcohol and drugs keep coming. There's some, maybe it's like painkillers or something. His money's going away there. She needs to get away. She knows she needs to get away. Push comes to shove that I can't stay here anymore. He's angry. You can't leave me. You must always be here. Here she is again, the Empress. Oh my gosh. That doesn't... What is the church having to do? What kind of... That... Yeah. This right here. She's... She doesn't want to... She's just... I can't take this anymore. Feeling isolated and alone, and isolated possibly maybe from a community of friends. People are not believing her. She's like... And here is the world reversed. It's not able to leave. Everything's left undone. Shoot. Here's the moon. And the moon's reversed, so she's afraid. Let's reshuffle here. What is going on? She's afraid of people. Not just her husband. That's it. And yeah. I think he has a connection with someone else. There is a third party whom knows what's going on and about the marriage. And the Five of Swords, there's a lot of misinformation being said about Candace. And Donald is like willing to do anything to discredit her, which I think has kept her oppressed in this relationship. I think he is behind what happened to Summer. I really, really do at this point. I'm just getting a strong sense. What did you do, Donald? Okay. I didn't want to see this. Okay. This is the three of swords. The three of swords. Oh no, it's wands. I was like, three of swords. That's a breakup. But these are wands. Which, yeah. There's delays. She's not it's like every time she tries to get ready to do something. Oh my God. There's a lot of fighting. This is the Magician here, upside down. He's a motherfucking trickster, a liar, and this is right in line with everything that I'm seeing about the husband, what he's doing. And apparently he's been lying to the church, and he probably has a way of being able to get people to believe him, you know. And if they're in some kind of, some of these religions, it's, you don't believe the women, it's the guy. He's threatening to take the kids from her. He's getting very violent. I'm going to pull out a different deck here. A lot of tension. Okay. So I got the book. We got the man. We know who the man is. That's Donald. Obviously, that's very, very clearly Donald. And the book. So he's got a lot of secrets. He is lying. As I said, he was a trickster. Okay. And then we got the dice, which is 39. And that's like he maybe, I don't know if he was into gambling here, but he's got secret debt. Okay. Secret 42. Whoa. No. Okay, 21, and we're seeing the mountains. He is blocking wife's ability and family to leave. And he's trying to keep everyone at home. Well, that's the home card for. Okay, so I see small girl in like a little curled up, kind of in a fetal position in like a box shape, crying, doesn't want to be found, is scared, she's scared and hiding. She can't handle the fighting anymore, the yelling. I think Summer's still at home, somewhere on their property. And the mother, or is that Summer? 37. What time? Time has run out. They've been neglecting. There's a lot of neglect going on. And then we have Summer was being neglected. The kids are being abused and neglected. Holy shit. It's in the family. The family, this is family. They know what happened to Summer. And they're part of what happened. I think I see she tries to hide because she's scared. Daddy's loud, he's mean. Mommy, why do you watch? Why do you let him do this? The little boys, not able to protect their mom and sister. Let's see here. This is an oracle deck I like to use now and then. Okay. Thanatos, the warden of Dis. This is... something is complete. Something is... oh, God, no. Truth is coming out. It's being blocked by pride. Pride's why she stayed with him. Being vain, having to make appearances. The lady, she, keep for appearance's sake to be welcome in the community. Another Dawn, the emissary. It's going to come to light pretty soon what's happened. Things are being, revealed. Because as Hades here, it's inevitable. Maybe the sons, little boys, know something. Maybe they are afraid to say about it. They probably don't feel safe at all. Something just leads unfinished here. I'm going to go back to my tarot deck here. Something's I want it. Okay. And there, backstabbing, lovers, and falling apart. Yeah, the marriage is gone. She has been trapped. She's a bound woman. He is fucking up the finances and hoarding them. She wasn't going to leave until she lost everything so that she can rebuild. The family is not the family that you would see. It's all an illusion. Tough decision being made. And secrets are going to be revealed. And there's been she has been manipulated. So this is just really, these cards keep confirming over and over that this is all in home. There's the Emperor, and that's the evil bastard. He's the reason, trying to remember happier times, but I need to move on. I want to leave, but I'm trapped. I give up. I give up. I give up. She's broken now. Summer is gone. Yeah. He just blames her. She's trying to get away. And her trying to get away is what caused him to become violent. And I don't think it was like, I'm going to kill her. I think he was like grabbing onto her, shook her too hard or something of Summer. And I used too much. It was too much strength. I was too strong. Why did I do this? I just wanted to scare everyone. Just trying to manipulate the situation. Keep my wife together. I have this image. You can't take this away from me. Crying. Stop. I'm afraid. Don't do this. Oh. I don't think she died right away. I think while she was curled up hiding, something happened. Something went wrong. Something's gone. They're gonna. They have to search the family's property. Because something's off. I think the father was definitely in debt, either for gambling or drugs. He's got some kind of an addiction which has caused money to be not staying in place, not being able to save and take care of things financially. Whoa. Does the family have a life insurance policy on Summer? Has the family done anything to raise money, a GoFundMe or something to help with this investigation. I just feel like this situation is being used to get money. I don't know if that was the original intent, but it's definitely being, considered now. I don't know. It just is really shady. I don't like this at all. I could be all wrong, or off on something. I don't know. I could be all wrong. I would hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping that she's alive in somewhere. That would be the best thing. Okay, so I'm done with this reading. Comment down below. Let me know if you know of anything more than what I have, been able to find on the internet about Summer Wells and her parents. I am really curious. I really am, because it's just money, money, money. Money is such a big issue. So strong. And it's like Donald blames Candace for him having to do these things and waste this money. If she would only just meet up with her and keep the kids quiet, keep the kids in line. I think there was afraid to play sometimes. Just backhanded and yelling. A lot of fear. This is one of those families that believe in that whole spare the rod, spoil the child. At least the father believes this. Very abusive. Very, very abusive. Now, when I say that phrase, people have misinterpreted what the rod is. They're talking, I'm a theologian here. The rod was the shepherd's crooked staff rod. And when a sheep or someone get away, it was hook them, bring them back. It didn't mean beat the fuck out of somebody. Beat them. It was bring them back into the fold and take care of them. If they screw up, go wandering off, you bring them back. I know when my children are crying and having a temper tantrum when they were real tiny, I would just hold them and just let them know I love them. It's going to be try and help them learn to calm down and breathing exercises. And that helped. If I were to yell and get more mad, that would cause them more stress and just make things worse. And so, yeah, that's where I think where this father is more into the be afraid, fear me. Yeah. He's a great manipulator. He's a mischievous, lying asshole. Okay. Please comment also letting me know what other cases you'd like to see me do. And remember, if we get this channel up to 2,000, I will go live and I will choose, 5 people, and do a 1 question reading for 5 chosen subscribers. But I have to get up to 2,000, folks. So help me out. And also hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel, please, if you haven't already. I'm seeing people watching. I see you. But you're not subscribed, so please subscribe. And remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. I love you. Bye.